your adult kids are questioning you on why you want to go to some retreat for men, or take dance lessons, or start a new business, throw away a career that you've built over the last 20 plus years, we all know that the most common regret someone has at the end of their life is not having done the things they dreamed of doing, that they knew in their heart were possible, but they held themselves back. They held back. What do you really want? What does your rich life look like? You're listening to the Unshackle Your Life podcast with Debbie Colburn, and each week we talk all things money, business, personal growth, and we dive deep, exploring the hundreds of things that shackle us unconsciously from our own true potential. And you'll discover tips and tactics to start unlocking your shackles and release an extraordinary life. Thanks for spending time with me today, and let's dive right in. Guys, I'm super excited to be back here again each week with you. We've got some exciting stuff coming for you over the next couple of months. Are you really ready for this? Ready to hit restart? Yep, all things money, business, careers, life, and cracking open the hidden crap that's holding each of us back. Things like shame and anxiety and worry and sabotages and drama that we create, and that funk, the feeling in the pit of our stomach that we're stuck, overwhelmed, and simply can't get out of our own damn way. We think we should be able to do it. We're smart, but what is going on? Yep, you got it. We are going to get uncomfortable. And I'll be with you all the way as we navigate our way through to create your breakthroughs. What's going on in your life now? Maybe you're in survival mode, just barely getting by, living day to day, paycheck to paycheck, even if you're making good money. I know, crazy, right? Maybe you're in a job or a career or a business that's leaving you on empty, depleted, uninspired, or maybe you just can't figure out the right thing to do, or any stage between those. Maybe your relationships are fracturing and you can't figure out what's happening or why. If you're a brand new listener or one of our longtime fans, we're excited to have you here for a conversation about jumpstarting your life and breaking free of your shackles and creating the life that you really want. So, grab a drink, find that quiet spot, and pop the earbuds in. Welcome to episode number 71. And we're back. 6 weeks break. Man, oh man, did I need that. And I hope you love the Best of series while we were away. Doing what, you ask? Well, all I can say is that I'm fired up and even clearer on who I'm doing this for and where we're going. We've got 3 new people supporting us in the team on the back end, so I can focus on you guys and helping you more. So with that as the perfect segue into this week's podcast, let me ask each of you this. If you and I were sitting down having a beer, chatting about what is creating havoc in your life, keeping you stuck, what would you say when I asked you this question? What do you want? Tell me what you want. What is the end game? Did you know that most people have a real problem finding an answer to that question? Think about it. The big problem you have today that's keeping you awake at night, worrying you, causing fights at home, keeping you from being happy. It's the first thought you think when you wake up every morning, if you're actually paying attention to what you're thinking. If you solved what you think it is, let's say it's maybe making more money, would you have solved the riddle of what you really want? Probably not, right? I muddled my way through but a wrong person marriage. Then numerous boyfriends, some long-term, some short, in search of something. I knew what I didn't want. I knew that 100%, but I could never clearly identify what I did want. And once I did that, then that shroud lifted and I started to put myself in situations where I was far more likely to find my what? Business, careers, even a vacation are no different. But each of those, when assembled together, they create a life. And that's what I'm really here to talk to you about today. Your rich life, a term coined by Ramit Sethi, and I know you've heard me refer to him before. He was critical in me changing some pieces of my money story. What does your rich life look like? And remember, rich, we're not talking solely about money. We're talking about richness. What does the richness of your life look like? What does it feel like? Do you struggle to get out of your head and unlock your imagination after years of being told you need to fit into a specific mold? Like, all your family went to a certain type of school? Your culture says you're supposed to be maybe a doctor, lawyer, professional of some sort, something like that. Even your adult kids are questioning you on why you want to go to some retreat for men or take dance lessons or start a new business, throw away your career that you've built over the last 20 plus years. Why do you want to shake stuff up? And we all know that the most common regret someone has at the end of their life is not having done the things they dreamed of doing, that they knew in their heart was possible, but for some bizarre reason, they kept holding themselves back. What do you really want? What does your rich life look like? Do you immediately jump to all the reasons why you can't do something that you'd really love to do? The excuses? It's too expensive. I don't have the time. My family needs me. I can't go away for that long, even a weekend. Seriously. Have you ever tried? What happened? My friends would laugh at me. Imagine me telling them that I'm going on a retreat. I'd be the laughing stock of the group. It's bad enough when I tell them I started meditating or journaling, sharing something from my gratitude journal. That's a 100% hell no. And I know you guys are thinking that. And yet there you are at work, telling your staff and coworkers to be more creative, bring more ideas, find that innovation. And you've locked your own idea factory and imagination down in Pandora's box, afraid of what might come out? Let's go back in history, way back, to Greek mythology for a bit. Pandora starts with the gifts of wisdom and beauty and kindness, peace, generosity, and health, because she was molded to look like the goddess Aphrodite. You have those characteristics too. We all do. Man, let's call the one beauty handsome. In the box is all sorts of shit, bad shit, stuff that sucks, right? But it's those exact things that make up the tricky pieces of life we each have to navigate. The things that teach us something, that make us more resilient, prime our perseverance tank. We all need those in some fashion. And since you're here listening, you haven't actually died from any of them yet, have you? I'm still very much alive, and I've met people who've been to the very edge of that precipice, who are here alive and thriving in this world. And the last thing in the box is hope. And it stays in the box. Legend says that's why we always have hope to hang on to when things go horribly off the rails. The Pandora's box story is the whole package of a rich life. A life jam-packed full of richness. It's the challenges you need to grow through. It's the tools you need to cultivate your environment. It's the motivation to keep moving to the next levels and to bring others with you, to pull other people up. Not push them, pull them up. Okay, enough with the Greek mythology. And in case you're interested, just a useless piece of information, what I call a UBI, my younger sister is the one with the degree in classical civilization, what I've always called old dead shit. I'm the science and woo-woo one. And I'm kind of shocked myself at having included an analogy from mythology here. A rich life is created with a series of pillars that create the foundation. Each pillar is a role that you play or you see yourself in. And 6 is the number of pillars I have, and I recommend not going beyond 10. You lose you when you stretch beyond that. And the easiest way to envision a pillar or a role is what you'd call yourself. So father is different from husband, which is different from brother. So that's 3 different pillars. And business owner is different from employee, which is different from business partner. You are probably 1, maybe 2 of those at most. Those are the first ones that people start with. Then there's the rest of your life. Sometimes your hobbies, your interests, and passions fall in there. And sometimes they simply remain as that, something you just do but don't identify as. A pastime is what one might call it. So let me give you some examples from my own rich life of other pillars. World traveler, dog trainer. This one I recently shed, and that's the thing about pillars, about your rich life. It's constantly evolving. So the dog trainer one, it took me a whole lot of time to untangle that, because there was a whole lot of emotional crap tethering me to it. You can imagine, it's kind of like your job or whatever. I've been training dogs since I was like 12. Climber, coach, mentor, professional speaker, and I might actually soon be able to call this pillar Spanish-speaking professional speaker. With the enhancement of a goal, you remember when I did my goals, that becoming fluent in Spanish is a goal I set for myself last year, and I'm ticking away at that. I'm getting there. The big challenge answering my question is that ultimately you have to decide what you want in each one of those pillars. Remember, those pillars are not just your personal life. Because I know if you're thinking, oh my God, we're going down the life coaching route. No, we're not. I'm coaching about life, because your life encompasses everything. Those pillars represent not just your personal life, they represent your business, your career, your interests, your relationships. They represent the whole beautiful cornucopia of pieces that make you, you. Now I start all of my programs. It doesn't matter whether it's an under a $500 program, or whether it's a $10,000 plus program. I start every program by asking each client what they want. What is the end game? And then we work backwards and together define milestones and benchmarks that will get them to the what. Their what. Not my what, their what. Sometimes one pillar demands a whole lot of your attention to get it to pull its weight in your rich life. And at some stages, it's literally a juggling act, deciding which pillar to focus on and to have the persistence to stay the course, to bring it up to a level where you're happy with it. And just keeping an eye on the others and not letting them get away from you. It's kind of like letting go of the rudder of what happens if you let go of the rudder of your sailboat to go into the cabin to grab a cold beer or a wine cooler from the fridge. Who knows where you'll be headed when you come back on deck and you go to grab a hold of it again. You might be so far off chart that running aground is a high risk. That's why we're focusing on one primary one, but we're keeping tabs on the others. We're just, just kind of corralling them in, keeping them in line. If you could see my hands, you'll know that I'm corralling everybody. And if you don't know what you truly want for your life, whether it's looking 6 months out, 3 years out, or all the way out to 10 years, or what I call until I get there, the days will fly by and you'll look back and wonder and go, what was going on? But when you have a blueprint to guide you, like the waypoints you mark with your GPS on a new hiking trail, it's so much easier to get to your what. And I'll ask it again. What do you want? The end. It's the time for the question I ask at the end of every episode. I've left you with a big question, but take this one too. Take your time, give it some thought. What is the worst thing that could happen if you unlock just one of your shackles today? I'd love to connect with you, hear your stories, help out wherever I can. So don't forget to leave a comment or shoot me a DM. Maybe, you can email me. And yes, it's me reading each one of them and responding to you. Hey guys, if you found this podcast helpful and think it could help someone else, please send them the link. It's in the show notes. And then drop a review in wherever you're listening. And then come on back and hang with us some more. Let us help you keep moving forward. We're simple to find on the interwebs. MS Debbie Colburn, that's MS Debbie with an IE, Colburn with an OUR squished between the B and the N on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and yes, on our website. See y'all next episode.